Greetings Midcoast Ukers, Jeff Weinberger coming at you here with your new tutorial. Today I'd like to talk about a good old folk song called This Train. And there were lots and lots of people that sang it. It's a gospel tune. Its origins are unknown, but it was recorded first in 1922. One of the most famous versions is Sister Rosetta Tharpe. She did it a lot on tour. She toured a lot at colleges and had a wide audience during the 50s, during the folk revival and the blues revival. And so Sister Rosetta Tharpe is most closely associated with this tune. But of course Peter, Paul and Mary did their own version of it, which I heard as a kid. That was right around when I was born that came out. And my parents had Peter, Paul and Mary in their record collection, as I may have told you before, so I was exposed to that tune. They did it in a minor key, as did the Staple Singers. They did it in a minor key. But I think the vast majority of versions you hear out there these days are done in major keys. In this case, we're going to learn it in G major. So let's get on with it here. I'll show you the strum first, and then we'll get into the chords, since the chords are so very easy. And by the way, I was playing a chord melody arrangement I just slapped together just before I turned this camera on today. I'll probably polish that a little bit more, but yeah, it's possible to play the melody, which is a simple pentatonic-based melody, along with the chords, pentatonic being a 5-note scale. And this, for those of you that are into music theory and playing single note stuff, this song is from the pentatonic scale. That's all pentatonic, 5-note scale. So if you want further information about that or any subject on music theory, any topic on playing ukulele, anything having to do with scales, chords, rhythms, blah, 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 let me know. I'm glad to teach you. You can do it informally, just through email exchanges. Quick phone calls are okay. And if you want to do a more extensive deep dive into these kind of topics, we can do some private lessons over Zoom for now, and then live and in person when it's safe to do so. So anyway, getting on with the actual strum, which I promised and got sidetracked there, we have down, 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 up, down, up. You want to swing it. It's a gospel tune, so it has to have a swing to it. This isn't Mozart. This isn't Vivaldi. This is not Beethoven. It's not that straight 8th note feel that you might hear in their music. This is that swing 8th note feel that you hear in 20th century gospel music. So, it's going to sound like this. Notice I give that special emphasis to beat 2. That's the strong beat in this measure. It does have a backbeat, but we're not really going to hit 4 quite as hard. Beat 2 is the one to really hit hard on your down, 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 up, down, up. And swing those 8th notes. Down, down, up, down, up. Notice how it's down, up, not down, up, down, up. So not even 8th notes, but swing 8th notes, long, short patterns. All right, let's do that strum together a little bit on just the G chord that starts the tune off. And let's do it for 4 measures. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and if that kind of left you in the dust a little bit, let's slow it way down. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And for those of you that find all of this way too easy and have had way too much coffee today, let's try it really fast. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it can be done at a rollicking tempo like that. It's not unusual to take a gospel song and play it very fast. It just kind of adds a lot to the energy of the tune. But this is such a good song. It doesn't matter. Fast, medium, slow. It's all good. All right, so the strum is very easy. Down, 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 up, with a little accent on 2 and a lot of swing on your 8th notes. Okay, the chords. We have G. This train is bound for glory, this train. Staying on G. This train is bound for glory, this train. And there we switch over to D7, and that's for 2 measures. This train, back to G. This train is bound for glory, G7. and then C. Don't ride nothing but the righteous and the holy. That's one measure of C and one measure of G. Don't ride nothing but the righteous and the holy. And then we stay on G. This train is D7, bound for glory, this train. So here's the whole thing. This train is bound for glory, this train. This train, bound for glory, this train. This train is bound for glory. Don't ride nothing but the righteous and the holy. This train is bound for glory, this train. And it's got, according to my song sheet, it's 3 verses. But that was the first verse. So this train is bound for glory, this train. This train is bound for glory, this train. This train is bound for glory. Don't ride nothing but the righteous and the holy. This train is bound for glory, this train. So there you have it. That's the first time around the tune. And it's a tune that's ripe for instrumental solos. You know, it could be a couple of verses and a solo and then sing that last verse and all kinds of great arranging ideas we could do. But for now, let's just learn the tune straight. And if I haven't mentioned it already, which I'm pretty sure I have not, this is part of that Learn by Ear series. So you don't really need to see a song sheet for a song this easy. You can learn it totally by ear, just me kind of passing it down to you. And I guess a lot of you have probably already seen this tune, those of you that were in the group before I came along. This might have been one of the songs you guys did. I know Elizabeth on the banjo had learned this, and this is a common one to do at fiddle camps and bluegrass camps and that sort of thing. So this might not be a totally new tune to some of you, but let's all learn it together as if it were new, and really use our ears to hear where those chords change and to count. So you have G, 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 then a 5th G, a 6th G, but now D7, D7 again, and a G, and a G7, and a C, and a G, G, D7, and 2 Gs. That's the form. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 measures of G, then you have 1, 2 measures of G, 2 measures of D7. That takes care of 8 measures. And then you have 1 bar of G, 1 bar of G7. That's 2 measures. You have a bar of C and a bar of G. That's 4 more measures. And then finally, you have a measure of G, a measure of D7, and 2 measures of G, which is the final 4 bars. It's a 16-bar tune. So I like to take 16-bar tunes and break them up into 4, 4, 4, and 4. So let's see what happens on the first 4. Just G. G for 4. What happens on the next 4? We've got 2 Gs and 2 D7s. Easy enough. That's half the tune. And then for the next 4, it's a little faster moving. It's 1 bar of G, 1 bar of G7, 1 bar of C, 1 bar of G. So that was G, G7, C, G. Gives you 4 bars. Last 4 bars are a measure of G, a measure of D7, and 2 measures of G. And of course, when I say the word measure and I say the word bar, I'm meaning the same thing. Those 2 words mean exactly the same thing. Classical musicians do tend to use the word measure, and popular musicians do tend to use the word bar, but it's crossed over so much over the years that they virtually mean exactly the same thing. All right, so that's how I like to memorize tunes like this, 4, 4, 4, and 4, instead of trying to do all 16 at once. That would be intimidating. You would go running for your song sheet if you were thinking of the tune like that. But if we think of 4 Gs, 1, 2, 3, 4, and now 2 Gs and 2 D7s, 1, 2, D7, 1, 2. And then the quick change, which was G, G7, C, back to G. And then it's easy. It's a bar of G, a bar of D7, and 2 bars of G, which would give you this. And then you probably want to latch those on if, you know, you're not so much into the math of music and you want to just learn the song in more of a lyrical way, you know, latch that onto the lyrics. So this train is bound for glory, this train. That's the first 4 bars. associated with the G chord. This train, bound for glory, this train. Then you have the 2 bars of G and the 2 bars of D7. This train is bound for glory, this train. The quick change part with the righteous and the holy bit there. This train is bound for glory, don't know nothing but the righteous and the holy. And then you're riding home free from there. It's just G, D7, G. This train is bound for glory, this train. And there you have it. So a 16-bar song broken up into 4 4-bar segments to make life so much easier. And just about anybody can learn a song like this. It's a nice, easy gospel folk song. It's in the key of G as far as we're playing it. And are all easy chords and a pretty easy strum. Remember, down, 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 up with the accent on 2. And the swingy thingy on the 8th notes. All right, Midcoast Ukes, hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if you need more information. I'd be happy to go further with this song. But that's at least a good start. That'll get your feet wet in this great classic gospel tune. All right, Midcoast Ukes, you take care, stay safe, stay healthy, get out there and take a walk, get some fresh air, don't be all cooped up inside all the time, except when you're practicing your ukulele, of course, and I will catch you later. Bye-bye.